Hey guys, I'm Adrian on behalf of iTouchApps.net, and today we're taking a look at Cracking Sands. Cracking Sands is a $2 game that is a racing game, a racing action game, I should say here. We're going to go ahead and jump into the time trial mode here. It's a real fun, sort of action-packed racing game here that we're going to take a look at here. So you can see in time trial, you're against the time, you're racing against the clock here. And you can just see from the game here, it's really, really awesome in terms of graphics and the environment. Everything is really nice, looks really great on the Retina screen here. You have a couple controls. Your basic controls are controlled by that of your accelerometer here, which works really, really fluidly here. It's really sensitive to the turns and works really, really well. So use your accelerometer to turn left and right. You can use the jump button on the left here to jump over obstacles. You have a NOS button in the bottom right to kind of get your boost here, and I'm going to use that when I get on the straightaway turn over here. So I'm on a straightaway, I can hit the NOS button here and hold down my boost. You can see my boost is in the top left. It shows how much energy I have to use the NOS, and as I pick up these blue things, that gives me more energy to use my boost here. Now you can see you can crash into obstacles, and if you crash too hard, you tend to reset, and you get back on the track here. You also have the ability to shoot your Gatling gun here, which allows you to shoot through obstacles, enemies, etc. as you play through different game modes. Time trial, in this case, it's all about getting the best time. You're not really racing against anybody or any enemies. You're just trying to get the best time and beat your record, as you can see there. Again, this game is really, really fun. You can see now you have, looks like you're racing against your ghost here. So it's really nice to see that in a racing game. One of those features I really like is that it shows how you did previously on the previous round, and you try to beat yourself essentially each time. So again, this is a really, really, oops, you can see you're going to do your sharp turn. A really, really fun racing game at that. I'm going to go ahead and hit pause here. You can also change a couple of options within the menu here. You can change stuff like the music volume, the controls if you don't like the controls. You can turn on other things like floating action buttons. If you're left-handed, you can adjust that. You can even adjust the steering sensitivity. You can also adjust things like graphics, like the mini-maps, etc. But again, the graphics on this are really, really superb. That's definitely one of the biggest pros. And the basic premise of the game, you know, in the storyline, there's a whole storyline to it. You're in a world of ravaged global warfare. So you're one of the small survivors, and in Cracking Sands, it's all about being the best, destroying all the other vehicles, and having your trigger figure ready pretty much. So you can see here you have multiple game modes that you unlock as you play along here. There's also a multiplayer mode, which is really nice to check out as well. So as well as single player, you can play online multiplayer, allowing you to not square off just against AI, but your friends all over the world. Additionally, on the very main menu here, you have an achievement system and a leaderboard system. It has a nice built-in achievement system, as you can see here, tons and tons of achievements. You also have a campaign mode, which is really cool because you can actually play through a whole storyline. So again, for $2, you get a lot in this one game. You get an online mode, you get a single player mode with various game modes. There's a whole bunch of weapons. There's like shotguns and railguns and all this sort of stuff here. And you can see here when you're actually in a real race in this campaign mode, it gets really crazy. You're taking on a whole bunch of different players here, and they all have lives, as you can see here. And as you take them out, you can take them out, and you're trying to beat them in terms of getting the boosts, getting on these really great environments and stuff like that. And obviously, of course, the number one thing is to get ahead of everybody. You can change your camera views is also another thing I like here. So if you, in the top right, you have the ability to kind of go in a zoomed in view to control your camera angle and all that. In the top left, you have an exclamation mark if you want to restart. Let's say you're going to get stuck in a rut, and you can use that button to quickly reset yourself. Overall, Cracking Sands is a really awesome racing game. It takes out of the death toll of that of a action-packed shooting with that of a racing game, and it meshes it really well. It reminds me of the old kind of death metal or twisted metal games that were on the console. It really offers a really good experience, not just in single-player mode, but it has multiple game modes, and it also has support for online mode. Again, it's available for the iPhone and iPad. You can't go wrong with a crazy action shooter like this, Cracking Sands.